So I've been grinding like crazy, and then Mike comes over here and points out that the mid plate is threaded. So I've almost got, do you think I got the clearance on that?
It looks like it when I hold it up there. I mean, it's not all the way bolted in, but.
Yeah. But then he was just like, which I had went and grabbed some short bolts, and then he was like, is this all this bolts into is just the mid plate since it's threaded? And I was like, yeah. I was like, unless it bolts into the bell housing, which would make sense, and of course it does bolt into the bell housing. So your bell housing is also gonna line up where your starter sits. And Mike said, what were you saying, that you never get this 100% tightened if you got this threaded plate on top of the threaded bell housing?
Yeah, so you'll get the starter tight to the
mid plate,
but you will never get it tight to the bell housing because these threads would be fighting the other threads.
Yeah, so really this needs to be drilled. So we're gonna, now that I've got a lot of this grinded out, we're gonna open up these just a little bit too. Let's open them up just a touch to give us a little bit of wiggle, since the bell housing would technically line up the starter to the flywheel, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we could open it up barely just so we could check it, but
yeah.
Man. Yeah, so I just grabbed random bolts because I didn't realize it threaded into the bell housing. So this is one that I think will work though.
The one that you got me in here won't work.
Yeah, I got the whole tub of other 13s that we can get.
Can't do anything with it.
Yeah, no, take that one out. Well, you can take that one out now that I realized it goes into the bell housing. Let me check the thread on the bell housing. And then we probably need to grab some longer 13s out of my bucket.
Yeah.
I was just gonna go ahead and get it right for Jason so that it's like in perfect place for headers. Yeah, so that threads into there.
Yeah, this won't be long enough.
But you think this will?
It's a little bit longer than what we already got.
Well, this is one I had laying at the house. Probably need to be longer than that.
Yeah, it needs to be longer than that.
All right, so let's find some more scrap bolts. This car is built. So stick through our bolt bins and find some bolts. Mike waits to tell me now while I'm digging through the bolt bin that for future reference, most starters bolt into the bell housing or the block of the motor. He said he thought I knew what I was doing.
I thought wrong.
And if he was my crew chief, he'd be fired right now, right?
Firing me. I got things.
He was over there just sitting in the chair doing nothing, just watching me over here.
I was not watching. I was doing stuff too.
Oh, he wasn't watching. He was scrolling on his phone. Just letting me over here waste all this time, have no clue what I'm doing. I swear, I think I should fire him. What do y'all think? He needs to get better at babysitting for sure.
I'm gonna drill the crap out of these holes. If I can get in there.
I think your bit's going backwards.
Is my bit going backwards?
All right, Ed.
Give me it back. All right. Bye-bye. Watch this. What the heck are you doing?
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, as you can see, we about dropped that one. Whew. Some weight. There comes Ed. We're waiting for him to get done freaking pooping. All right, Mike said y'all don't yell at him for putting vice grips on that flywheel and turning it. Or why did I say? I just said flywheel again. I'm never gonna get this straight. I'm never gonna get this straight. Never.
I wasn't gonna correct you.
I just don't even care no more. It's just gonna be a flex wheel from now on. That way I just make sure I cover it all. So he said y'all gonna yell at him for using vice grips on the. Well, no, actually, you said they would yell at you if we used a flathead.
No.
To turn it.
They're gonna yell at me for using
Oh, they're gonna yell at you for using the vice grips.
Yeah, because they're gonna probably say it's gonna gnarl the teeth or something up.
Well, I mean, it probably can. We should probably warn people not to do what we do.
Do as we say, not as we do. How about that?
Because we have a different level of not caring, sadly. This is just my way of disposing a ton of freaking money. So, yeah, that was pretty cool, though. I didn't know Mike could turn that by his hand, so he took the pliers and grabbed it and put his wee muscles on it and turned it. All right, so what are we looking for now, Mike? You said 1/8. Oh, yeah, that's not going to work.
That's not, I told you it wasn't going to work.
1/8 to 3/16?
Yeah.
So how do we measure that? With a tape measure?
With a tape measure, because this is not going to fit in there because it's too big.
Yeah, because that's what you do is you set torque converter thickness off of a freaking framing tape measure.
Well, I mean, if we're measuring an 8 or a 16, we can.
I mean, really, who cares?
And it's an old Stanley one, too.
And what's the worst can happen? Is it just tears
blow
everything,
everything out.
blows everything out, and we have to go back to TKM to get everything fixed? Oh my God.
Good right there. All right, so.
Is this Stanley at least? Not Harbor Freight?
This is Stanley at least, yes. So all the way back.
Yeah, all the way back. Oh my
From the
gosh.
face.
We're probably gonna get some bad comments.
face
Oh,
from
you're not
here.
in it though.
I don't want to be in it. I want my tape measure to be bent.
Why? Why don't you want to be in it? It's not supposed to be all the way in it?
It doesn't matter. We're not measuring the space off of this.
Oh, you're just measuring how
only
much it
Yeah,
moves.
we're only moving it a minimum of an 8, maximum of 3/16.
Okay, I understand what we're doing now. We're just measuring what it moves. So you can measure off anything. You could technically measure off your old pen.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just measuring the movement, not the thickness of the gap.
Correct. So if
Okay.
you look right here, we're at 1.25 inches from the flywheel here and the little lip on the torque converter. 1.25 inches. So we're going to go forward. We're going to push this thing forward 1/8 of an inch. That's a heavy 1/8 of an inch, but it's still less than 3/16. And so we can even back it up a little bit if we want.
What's better, to have it farther back, I guess, than... But too tight will blow the thrust bearing out. Or it
Well,
can...
on the paperwork it said move it back out 1/8 of an inch, no more than 3/16.
Okay,
So we're like in between 1/8 and 3/16.
Okay.
That's only a 16th difference.
okay. So now we just need to figure out how many washers we can fit in
How
here.
many washers will fit in this gap?
Okay, so let's put the camera down and do that. All right, so we got that in there. We actually wrapped a piece of painter's tape around it, but yes, I cut the painter's tape, so there's no painter's tape between this and that. So I actually trimmed it off. I don't know where I threw it, but I trimmed it off. Yeah, I stacked 4 together, and then, yeah, the overhang, I trimmed it off. That way, it's not taking up. So it's gonna take 4 of these, but I don't have enough. These other ones I got were too small. So I know what I bought from the hardware store. We're gonna get them, and we're gonna do it when it goes back on the lift next time for the 4-link. But this will at least just get us 2 headers.
Yep.
All right, so that's a wrap. Mike, are we all the way done where we can go make a pass now?
No, man. We still got 2 more months. Feels like 2 more months.
Can I drive it?
Do you know how to shift it?
No, I'll grenade your transmission.
So does Ed know how to get it in reverse?
Probably not. We gotta go 1 back, 2 forward, 2 to the left.
You gotta do more than that. Mike probably don't even know. Mike, he'd figure it out probably. All right, so off the header she goes. All right, y'all. So definitely big shout out to Mike. If you can, check out, look at this contraption that Mike built. Mike, is this gonna be on the channel?
Actually, no.
It's not on the channel. This is for Wilmington Brewery though. Hit up Blanton Dynamics on YouTube. Mike does all kinds of crazy stuff. So he was over there recording, drilling some wheels for something. Mike's got his own channel again. That's Blanton Dynamics. It's always listed in the description below. So I've got a car to spray. Looks like we got some storms rolling in off in the distance, and then we got to get Percy loaded on the trailer and head out of town this afternoon. I think I have seen every cornfield that eastern North Carolina has to offer on the way up here to get these headers done. So Jason's address, the city, is saying Cove City. I don't know where that's at. I don't know where I'm at. I'm just following GPS. I swore I thought this man was up near Newport and New Bern, and maybe we are up that way. But Newport, New Bern, from what I remember, is water, and this is a ton of freaking cornfields and stuff like this. So when we get here, we're gonna ask him, where in the world are we at? And is there another way to get back to my city without taking a tour of all of these cornfields? Because this has been absolutely crazy. Uploaded. Boy, Jason has the freaking setup up here, man. Like, this is amazing. Customer cars and everything. So we're about to throw this thing on the lift and see what his opinions are on if he can dump this exhaust under the car or if it's going to need to go bullhorns out the front. All right, so as you can see, it's a little late. Me and Jason got to talking. I'm not gonna flip the camera around because you're not gonna be able to see me. He's a really cool cat. I'm very happy that I went with him on the headers. He's absolutely amazing. Like, I can't say enough good things about him just from talking to him, and just absolutely amazing. And we'll definitely go over more in the future. I just want to close out this video. We're heading to the house, and the next time we see the Comet, it will have headers in it. So like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notifications so you can get notified whenever we get this thing back, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks, y'all.